friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our Floral States of America project. We are having so much fun on this. We're already on state number 6. State number 6 is going to be Massachusetts, and Massachusetts has the state flower of the Mayflower. It is a beautiful, beautiful flower, and you guys can see that in the thumbnail for this video. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to get started on this project and showcase that particular flower. For those of you who are just joining us, I will put a link in the description box below to the entire playlist for this particular series. Each video is less than 10 minutes long, and it showcases a different state and that state flower. This is a cottoncuts project. Cottoncuts has partnered up with Wyndham Fabrics to develop a fabric line, a fabric for each flower of each state of the United States, and we're having just so much fun with it. So we are on state number 6, Massachusetts. Let's take a deeper dive and take a look at what the fabric looks like for this particular project. Massachusetts is also known as the Bay State. You can find it over here along the East Coast. And here is the Mayflower fabric that Cottoncuts has chosen for us to work with. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the different colors, the yellows and the greens and the whites. They really go together well. In addition to the flower fabric, we also have 2 background fabrics, a solid white and a navy blue. This seems to be the theme for a lot of our blocks so far. So I'm really liking the coordination of colors and fabrics. I think Cottoncuts has done a fantastic job of picking out these background fabrics for us. This is the block we will be making today. It's a little square block with a little diamond inside of it, and I can't wait to get started on that. So let's go ahead and go back to the machine and let's start putting this one together. Massachusetts, officially the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, is a state in the New England region of the Northeastern United States. It borders the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Maine to its east, Connecticut and Rhode Island to its south, New Hampshire and Vermont to its north, and New York to its west. Massachusetts is the 6th smallest state by land area. With over 7 million residents as of 2020, it is the most populous state in New England, the 16th most populous in the country, and the 3rd most densely populated after New Jersey and Rhode Island. Massachusetts was a site of early English colonization. The Plymouth colony was founded in 1620 by the Pilgrims of the Mayflower. In 1630, the Massachusetts Bay Colony, taking its name from the indigenous Massachusetts people, also established settlements in Boston and Salem. In 1692, the town of Salem and the surrounding areas experienced one of America's most infamous cases of mass hysteria, the Salem witch trials. In the late 18th century, Boston became known as the Cradle of Liberty for the agitation there that later led to the American Revolution. In 1786, Shays' Rebellion, a populist revolt led by the disaffected American Revolutionary War veterans, influenced the United States Constitutional Convention. In addition to paving the way for our freedom, Massachusetts has also had a strong influence in the history of our sports entertainment. 2 popular sports were both created in Massachusetts by physical educators working at their local YMCAs. The first of these sports was basketball. In 1891, basketball was officially introduced to the world by James Naismith. At the age of 30 years old, James left his athletics director position at McGill University in Montreal to teach physical education at the YMCA International Training School in Springfield, Massachusetts. Upon the request of his boss, Naismith was tasked to create an indoor sports game to help athletes keep in shape as they endured the cold New England winters. Naismith's boss also stipulated that this new game should be fair for all players and not too rough. The result was the game of basketball. Invented in 1891, Naismith created 13 basic rules and started out using 10-foot-high peach baskets as goals for each 9-player team. Influenced by Naismith and basketball, in 1895 in Holyoke, Massachusetts, William G. Morgan invented mintonette, a less vigorous team sport more suitable for older members of the YMCA, but one that still required athletic skill. Later, Alfred S. Halstead watched it being played and renamed it volleyball, which is why the ball used for each of these sports is so similar. But sports and freedom are not the only thing that we have Massachusetts to thank for. In the 1890s, at the Kennedy Biscuit Works in the Boston area, James Hasten, the company's plant manager, stumbled upon a newly created extruded cookie. James routinely named products after the surrounding towns, so in Newton, Massachusetts, the Fig Newton was born. However, in the 1930s, another popular treat would also be introduced. Ruth Wakefield, who famously ran the Toll House restaurant in Windham, Massachusetts, created a delicious mix of crispy cookie and melted chocolate chunks, which we now know as the chocolate chip cookie. The original recipe first appeared in her 1938 cookbook, Tried and True, and was intended to accompany ice cream. Yum! The recipe became so popular that it showed up on Betty Crocker's influential radio program, further cementing its reputation as America's go-to cookie. In 1939, Wakefield sold the rights to use her recipe and the Toll House name to Nestle. Now, households around the world can recreate Ruth's delicious invention by simply following the instructions on the back of a bag of chocolate morsels. In 1948, Bill Rosenberg opened the Open Kettle restaurant selling donuts and coffee in Quincy, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston. He conceived the idea for the restaurant after his experiences selling food in the factories and the construction sites where donuts and coffee were the two most popular items. In 1950, Rosenberg renamed his restaurant to Dunkin' Donuts. In 1990, the chain was acquired by Baskin-Robbins Holding Company, Allied Lions, and then later purchased by Inspired Brands in December of 2020. With approximately 12,900 locations in 42 countries, Dunkin' is one of the largest coffee and donut shop chains in the world. Massachusetts has played a key role in lighting the path for many, including those traveling by sea. On September 14, 1716, the very first lighthouse lantern was lit inside the Boston Light on Little Brewster Island in Boston Harbor, Massachusetts. This little lighthouse has been guiding mariners for over 300 years and is still in operation today, making it the oldest continuously operating lighthouse in the country. Next time you pick up your phone to make a call, make sure to thank Massachusetts. On March 10, 1876, in Boston, Massachusetts, the very first telephone call was made by Alexander Graham Bell. Bell demonstrated his ability to talk with electricity by transmitting a call to his assistant, Thomas Watson. The first words transmitted were, "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you." Okay, well, it looks like I could have done a little bit better on my corners. They don't really meet up very well. I mean, they meet up okay, but I probably could have done a little bit better on them. But you know what? I'm just going to leave it. It's one block out of 50, so I'm not going to be too concerned about it. If you were, you know, a little bit more upset about it, you could obviously pull it apart and put it back together. It looks like I shifted just a little bit on this one, but that's all right. It's not a big deal. This is our finished block. I love the colors. I love the yellow with the blue. That looks really great. I think Cottoncuts has done a fantastic job of picking out a great background fabric for these. So that is the state of Massachusetts. All that's left to do now is go ahead and color up Massachusetts on our map, and I'm happy to say I have a lot more colors to choose from this time. So I'm going to go ahead and color that up. I'll show you what we got, and I'll show you where it's at on the map. Okay, our Massachusetts block is all colored in right here. I used a different color than I have been able to use before, and that's this pretty little orange. Like I said, I bought a set of markers, so now we can actually color with a few more colors than we were limited to before. This is a closer look at the block that we made for this particular project. You can see the blue accents here with the Mayflower fabric and the white as well. I think it turned out pretty well. What do you think? Alright friends, well that's it for the state of Massachusetts. That went together super quick and super easy. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let us know what state you're from in the comments down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing. Alright guys, I will see you again for the next state coming up soon. Bye for now!